Raiders, 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 Raiders. Raider Nation, what's going on YouTube? What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Ash here. Come at you guys know live stream man, and oh boy, this isn't the news that I wanted to wake up to this morning. You know, I'm already having a fucked up morning, just fucking thinking about the fact that the Chiefs could. Oh, two things though. The fact that the Chiefs could play another Super Bowl at our house, and that I may have to root for the 49ers moving forward. That's if the Ravens can't take care of business, but we'll see, man. Like I said, we'll get there when we get there, right? Right? Nothing we can do about it this one, man. But this shit right here, man. Whew. I mean, we all thought that at some point soon after we had hired um, Antonio Pierce as our next head coach that we were going to name a GM right away. They said we would decide that by the end of this weekend, and we haven't came to a decision yet. And we all assumed, most of us, if not all of us, I know I thought that it was either going to be Ed Dodds or Champ Kelly. That's why the Raiders are kind of, taking their time, kind of thinking about this. But now there's a new fighter, they should say, uh, coming into the ring now, and that's Tom Telesco. Got a second interview for the GM job, and I ain't gonna lie. When we interviewed him at first, man, I thought it was a joke. I was all not a joke, but like I was just like, okay, well, it's whatever. Like we're not. I mean, there's no way they're actually gonna take him serious, man. Maybe they interviewed him more so as like, oh, do you want to be like have a role on his team? But when you get two GM interviews and then you've been a GM for as long as he has, that's how you know things are serious, man. And it's just like, and it doesn't even matter if the Chiefs lose this weekend. If we hire this motherfucker, man, I wouldn't even know what to say, man. You know what I mean? Um, like you're just once again dividing the fan base by doing this. Like even with like I ain't gonna lie, there was a lot of people that I saw that didn't want Antonio Pierce to be our next head coach. You know, but once it became official, it was like, okay, well, at the end of the day, man, look, we finished out the season strong. We got the momentum. Team played hard for him. Defense played well. Offense got better. Like he did it with McDaniel's staff too. Like let's see how he does with his own staff. Like, all right, most of us can get on board with that. Most of us. Like there's probably only like a Raider, only like one Raiders fan I know, and I was on Twitter. His name is Evan Grow. I think he's actually a Raiders. Um, I think he has. I think he has some credentials to the team. I could be wrong there, but he's acting like a total idiot. Like, and I get it too. Like, I'm a big hardball guy too, but I mean, again, bro, like, I get why Mark Davis did what he did. Like, I get it. Antonio Pierce, like I said, man, um, brought back, you know, something that the Raiders haven't had in a long ass time, and that's just that Raider culture. So that's fine, and not even just that, the team played well when he became the interim coach, right? I know people are going to say, well, look at the quarterbacks that he beat. But again, that's not a valid argument because we also had likely a backup quarterback of our own. Like, I don't expect Aiden O'Connell to be our starter moving forward. I don't expect him to be the long term guy moving forward. At least, like I don't. And then people were all, and then we beat Patrick Mahomes. Who's on a quote unquote down year, but yet he's in the AFC Championship game and could very well go back to the Super Bowl by the end of next week. I don't even think about that shit. But I'm just saying, bro. And man, bro, hiring Tom Telesco, man, that would be a horrible move. That would be a horrible move. I know what some people might say. Well, he hit on some first round draft picks. That might be true, but if you look at his draft class as a whole and the contract, like there's a reason why the Chargers are like what 30 to 40 million over the salary cap. Okay, and I know the narrative might be, well, at least Tom Telesco won't be picking out his next head coach because we've already picked out the next head coach, and I get that, because that's probably the reason why Telesco lost his job because the coaches that he hired got worse and worse and worse. From Mike McCoy to Anthony Lynn to fucking Brandon Staley, like they got worse and worse and worse each and every single time with their coaching hires. I get that, but at the same time too, this guy rarely ever spends money. The only time he ever did was when you know they traded for Khalil Mack and paid and paid for J.C. Jackson, which turned out to be a terrible contract. So even when he was aggressive, it turned out that shit backfired. Like Jackson, that was a fucking terrible contract. You know what I mean? I think a lot of people saw that shit coming to where when they signed J.C. Jackson, it was like, okay, was it really him or was he really just a Belichick product? And he proved to be a Belichick product. And then trading for Khalil Mack. I mean, let's be real here for a second, man. I mean, Khalil Mack has done well with the Chargers. I'm not denying that. I know. Trust me, I know. But that was more of a fucking Brandon Staley type of transaction. Like that had Brandon Staley written all over it because, like, they had that relationship in Chicago and just, oh yeah, man. It's just, I don't know. I don't know, man. Like, look. If he has an advisory role with the team, right? If he is like an assistant GM or some type of advisor, all right, bro, I can be on board with that. Like, I wouldn't, as long as he doesn't have final say or full roster control, I can be on board with that. But what I can't be on board with is the fact that he just cannot be our next GM. Like, and I know what some people might say. Well, Tom Telesco has over 10 years of GM experience. I mean, technically, Antonio Pierce is going to be, a coach that never really had any experience like that before. Like, this is going to be his first full season of having like this is going to be his first season of having actual legit head coaching experience. Like, you know, um, so basically we're rolling with the punches with the first time head coach, right? And some people I've been hearing are all like, well, might as well pair him up with an experienced GM, at least a GM that knows what he's doing. And it's like, I get you there, but I'm gonna be honest. I'd rather go with Ed Dodds and Champ Kelly. I'd rather go with any of the other GM candidates that we entered, but it's gonna come down to Ed Dodds and Champ Kelly. I still believe that. You know, I mean, I have to believe that because I ain't gonna lie, man. I can't believe this right now, man. I thought I'd wake up on Monday morning to some good news over the shit day that I had yesterday. Fucking Chiefs winning again, man, and just dealing with that shit. I thought I'd wake up to some news where it's like, okay, like Raiders picked their GM. Now let's get to work. Like let's get this press conference out in a way and let's get to work. But no, we still haven't picked our GM yet, and we won't probably pick our GM till at some point, probably later this week, man. I mean, it was expected that we were going to pick our GM, um, really by the beginning of this week. And hey, it's Monday afternoon, still no announcement yet. So I don't know what's going on, man. Like, it's so annoying, and like I said, man, I'd rather deal with Ed Dodds or fucking Champ Kelly. Again, these are two guys that are two unknowns, right? They've never been GMs before. But at the same time, too, I like the momentum that we have with Champ Kelly. I like the momentum that I like Ed Dodds, a lot. He's been working in the front office for over 20 years. If you look at the Colts draft process ever since he got there with him and Ballard around the same time, the Colts have had great drafts. They had a good draft this year. I mean, at Champ Kelly, I ain't gonna lie, man. The Bears, they had some good draft classes, but honestly, I think the Colts had a much better draft classes over the years. But you know, based on the chemistry that him and Pierce have, and not even just that, just I don't know. I would give Tim Kelly a shot because he is well respected. I mean, at the same time too, he also was there in Denver when um when they had those when there were those years with Peyton Manning and whatnot, when they were very successful those years of Peyton Manning and hey man, he definitely, started trending up when he was in Denver, right? And then he went to Chicago, and then, that's when he became a hot GM commodity. So I can, bro. Like I said, I'd rather just roll with a rookie GM or rookie head coach than a guy who, again, bro, I get he was a GM for 10 years. He's hit on a lot of first round draft picks. I'm not denying that, like at least I won't have to worry about the Raiders fucking up in the first round because Tom Telesco will probably take the best player available. That's fine and all, and that player will probably turn out to be really good. My issue is that again, he's like another Reggie McKenzie guy. He hits on first round draft picks. He hits on the draft picks that falls right in your lap, like Derwin James, right in your lap. Justin Herbert, right in your lap, right? Um, Rashawn Slater, right in your lap. Like, that doesn't impress me. All you're doing is that you're just picking the best player available. What about the diamonds in the rough? Like Mike Mayock did a better job of picking diamonds in the rough than he did. And I hated Mike Mayock. Why? I wouldn't say I hated Mike Mayock. I don't know. I didn't like him, in the first and the second round. But when it came to the later rounds, man, he hit on some picks. Tom Telesco made like one true diamond in the rough pick. I could be wrong, but it was Keenan Allen in the third round. Other than that, I looked at some other draft picks and it's just like, man, bro, like there were some draft picks you couldn't even hit on in the second round. Like remember when they drafted Forrest Lamp in the second round? Total fucking bust. He was horrible. Holy shit. Um, yeah, man, it's just I don't know. I don't know. Like facts, chaos, right? They can't like this is the true definition of Raiders. Like if they do this, like it's another going two steps backwards, man. We take one big step forward and then we go two steps backwards, man. And look, if somehow, some way he becomes our GM, obviously, you know, I have no choice but to pull for the guy. But I'm not gonna get my hopes up. I'm not. You know what I mean? Honestly, you guys, man, I talked about it a little bit last night, man. I don't even know if I really want to do this anymore. Like, I'm just so sick of just this product. I'm gonna be honest. I hate this product. How is it that Tom Brady, one door closes with the Patriots dynasty, and 8 straight years the Patriots went to the fucking AFC Championship game, and now once that door closes, we see the same shit with the Mahomes. At this point, man, like if you just do not have a great quarterback, well, of course you're supposed to have a great quarterback. But even if you have a great quarterback, it feels like it doesn't even matter. It feels like it doesn't even matter if you have yourself a great quarterback. It's just not gonna matter. Like like bro, like I can put my life savings on the line next year, and the Chiefs will find a way to be back in the AFC Championship game. Like unbelievable, man. Like I'm just glad that baseball season's around the corner. Because I'm glad I'm going to my trip in a couple days or tomorrow actually, because I'm sick and tired of this shit. I'm so sick and tired of this fucking bullshit, man. Like Lamar, Lamar, you better fucking get it done, man. Like I swear to God, Lamar, man, you fucking everybody in America is pulling for you, bro, dog, except for like most of Ohio, Pittsburgh, and fucking Kansas City. Everybody's pulling for you, dog, man. Like this is your a legacy defining moment, man. Like you want to be considered the best of your draft class at least? Go beat the Chiefs on fucking Sunday, man. And I'll put Lamar as the QB1 of his draft class because at least, again, bro, he's won. He's gonna win back. He's gonna win an MVP again. His second MVP in his career, and he would beat Mahomes in the playoffs, and he would go to the Super Bowl. Something that Josh Allen hasn't done any of those things. Even though I got love for Josh Allen, it's a fact, Like at that point, you'd be a fucking retard to consider even still saying that Josh Allen's a better quarterback than Lamar. And I'm more of an Allen guy. I'm gonna be honest. Like I fuck with Allen, but I'm just being honest. And I don't think Josh Allen will ever win a Super Bowl. It hurts me to say it because I'm a fan of his, but it. But then again, though, I made a video a couple of years ago, and I said the Bills are cursed then, and I still believe the Bills are cursed now, right? And I believe they're gonna be cursed until that new stadium opens up. Because I didn't know this. I didn't know this till earlier this year. But did you know they play in a great next to a graveyard? And it's like, bro, you cannot tell me the football gods aren't real. You cannot tell me that the football gods aren't real. Like when you watch both those kicks by Carlson and fucking Bass, like, did you see how that shit, like, bro, when Tyler Bass kicked that ball, it looked like it was going in. I'm like, okay, they're gonna tie the game. I still probably think the Chiefs are gonna find a way to like bullshit themselves into a win. But hey, they tied the game. Who knows? Maybe they can force a turnover, three out, whatever. Like anything would be possible at that point, right? And then the ball goes up, and it looked like it's gonna go in. And then last second, did you see how badly it like went wide right? Like, did you see how fast that ball went wide right? Like, I'm telling you, and it didn't even look that windy, bro. It did not look that windy. It really didn't, bro. Like, I'd get it if it was super windy. It did not look windy at all. And then with Carlson, dog, like it's like the Green Bay special teams 2 years ago lost against the Niners, and then it fucked up. And then Aaron Jones having two big runs and not being able to come up with points. I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you, bro. You cannot tell me that the football gods aren't real, dog. You cannot tell me the football gods aren't real. I get. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. You know, like I don't get it, man, bro. Man, fucking 49ers and Chiefs were both on the brink, and then now I have to fucking whatever. Lamar, Ravens, get it done on Sunday, man, please. Anyways, you guys, man, I'm sorry for that fucking little emotional outburst. Your boy Ash Raiders and Nile and coping. I ain't gonna lie, I've been having but my football life's been shit the last 24 hours. I ain't gonna lie. But with that being said, you guys, man, I'm gonna go ahead and end it here, man. Just Raiders, don't do this. Don't do this, Raiders. Get either Champ Kelly or Ed Dodds or both. If you get one or the other, that's fine. If you want to if you want to bring in Tom Telesco as like an assistant GM or as an advisor or something, that's fine. That's fine. He won't have as long as doesn't have full roster control or final say. That's fine. I don't care. He is a guy that because that would be the smart thing to do. Like, okay, I get that you don't want him to be. I get that he has experience, but what the Raiders did, what Antonio Pierce did, was very smart. He's bringing in Tom Coughlin and you know Marvin Lewis as like advisors to the team, and that's very smart. And that makes me respect Antonio Pierce a lot more because he knows that hey man, he's gonna need this full off season to really be able to manage as a head coach. Like, I mean, there's no problem with them leading this team. He's a natural born leader, but when it comes to fully understanding X's and O's, which I believe, as long as he has good coordinators on his side, and that's another thing that that you're gonna have to look out for, Raider Nation. Patrick Graham getting another interview with the Seahawks, man. I don't like that. Don't like that at all. Hopefully, Seattle goes in a different direction with the head coach, and we keep Patrick Graham. And I'm hearing we might, get that Zach Robinson dude. He comes from the McVay coaching tree. I'd like that hire. I personally would like that hire a lot. Um, you know what I mean? Does come from the McVay coaching tree, and apparently he has a relationship with Marvin Lewis back in Cincinnati. So I'd like that a lot. And Marvin Lewis is apparently reportedly working for the offense. So I like that. And then you have Tom Coughlin as well. Like I said, these two coaches are going to really help out AP. Gain some wisdom and help him with his experience moving forward as a head coach. So, and if the Raiders want to do that with the front office with Telesco, like just having him in the building, just helping him with stuff when it comes to you know free agency and drafting and looking at players, and this that, that's fine and all. You know what I mean? So, all right, you guys, man. 20 minutes in. I'm gonna go ahead and end it now. I hope you guys have a great rest of your afternoon. I'll try to have a great rest of my afternoon, man. And just yeah. I'll see you guys later. Go Raiders.